What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pound for Pound House. UFC 302 is right around the corner. I'm going to be just talking about some of these fights, the fights that I'll be watching at least, or I'm probably going to watch the whole damn card, but there's a few fights that I'm excited about, and I'm just going to give you my thoughts and predictions on those fights. So I'm excited about this, and it's going to be an amazing card, so let's just jump into it. So I'm going to start off with Mitch Raposo and Andre Lima. So if I remember correctly, Andre Lima was the guy who got bit. So Mr. Bite that got paid like $50K just, he got the W and he got bit. And he tattooed it, I think, something like that. So yeah, he's fighting against a debut guy, Mitch Raposo. It's going to be an interesting fight. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. They're both great fighters. I think they both have been Cage Warrior champions or something like that. Let me check. Actually, I believe Mitch has been a Cage Warrior champion. Not entirely sure, or he's been an LFA champion or something like that, I believe. Whatever. They're both good fighters. It's gonna be an interesting fight. I'm excited to see this fight. It's the first fight on the card too. So, hey. Mickey Gall, Basil Hafiz. Basil went on a split decision against JDM, which was pretty freaking badass for his debut. And, it was a very close fight. I mean, it was a pretty close fight. So, I don't know. Some people I don't think people thought he won, but he did. He did pretty damn good for his first fight in the UFC, especially against somebody like JDM and stepping in on short notice too. So it's pretty badass. He's fighting Mickey Gall. Honestly, I'm kind of going with the odd makers. I think Basil gets it done. That first fight just showed so much about him. The guy's looks like a tank. Take a hit and he can strike. He can do it all. So going with him myself. Jake Matthews, another fight that I'm really looking forward to against Phil Rowe. Phil Rowe's been on a downhill slope. Unfortunately, it's just, it sucks for him right now. But, hey, Jake Matthews also has been on like an up and down. Like, it's just weird. Like, he's losing some, he's winning some. It is what it is, though. But that's kind of what he's been on, too. But, I'm riding with Jake Matthews. I think he gets it done. I think this is going to be Phil Rowe's last fight because UFC might just cut him after this. I really don't know if I see, them keeping him after this. I mean, he's also 32. I think Jake Matthews is like 29 years old. He's younger. So, yeah, I don't see it going any other way. Grant Dawson, I believe he fought Bobby Green last or something like that, and he lost for Bobby Green, so we'll see how that plays out. But I think the odd makers got this one right. Cesar Almeida, I don't know much about Cesar Almeida actually. He's undefeated, at least that's one thing. But now Roman Kopylov, on the other hand, man, that guy is a freaking demon, bro. I don't understand how, I don't see how they don't have him as, higher on the odds. Like, he should be like predicted to smoke this dude. So I don't know. Because this guy, I don't know what he does, but his last fight, sure, Anthony Hernandez, he lost in a choke, but he's still a great fighter though, man. I do like him. I don't know what it is about him, but I think there's a lot of people like him. So it's just not only me. And then the guy Cesar Almeida, I just want to see a little bit about him. I don't know much about the guy. He's 36 years old. He's not young. And he's won his last two fights, which were one on the contender series and then one in his debut. 36 against a young dude like Roman Kopylov, who's has a lot of potential, and who I think is freaking demon of a fighter. I mean, he's not super young, but he's 33, he's prime time, so, and he's fighting somebody who's a little bit more past their prime. I don't know. I think Roman Kopylov gets it done. I think he gets it done. That's for sure. Randy Brown, I believe, has won his last 2 fights, and lost the other 2 before that, which is interesting enough. Odd makers make sense. I don't even know how to say this dude's name, man. I don't want to ruin this guy's name, but I'm just attempt it. I'm just gonna attempt this. Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. Shit. If I butcher that, please let me know. I did not mean to. I hope I didn't butcher that too much. I think I got it kind of right. I think so. Anyways, 37-year-old guy. Pretty decent record. He's won his last 2. He's the guy. Oh yeah, he's the guy who beat Benoit Saint Denis. I do remember that one. He's a solid dude. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. But I think Randy Brown can get it done. I think he's just more dynamic. I think he has good tools. He's long. He's lengthy. He can get it done. I think he can do it. But this one could go up in the air anyway, because this guy, this guy's something else too. I remember that fight though. Now that I'm looking back at it, remember that fight. Then he also fought, I believe he fought Abu Bakr. So, he won that too with a split. But he's definitely a tough dude. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But I'll ride with Randy Brown for now. Next, Jailton Almeida. All right, Jailton Almeida, man. I don't know, bro. This guy's so one-dimensional. It's ridiculous, honestly. It's actually annoying how one-dimensional he is. It kind of pisses me off, in fact. Because he doesn't. Is he trying to work on any other tools of his aside from just trying to wrestle the guy and hug him the whole round? Because that's what he's been doing, And obviously the last time with Chris Curtis, that shit backfired on him so bad. So, I don't think that's a tool you keep using. And now he's fighting up, so he's fighting somebody who's ranked 13th, and he's number 7. Yeah, he's giving somebody a chance, which is great. But I think Alexander Romanov has gotten beat by some of the best guys already. So I don't think he's gotten beat by Tybura and a bunch of other people. So I feel like they're just giving Almeida some leftover so that he can get back up in there in the rankings for some contender fights, because I don't know how he's a fan favorite right now, but my opinion, I don't know. He's a nice guy though. I don't have nothing against the Price personality. I know he's a really nice guy and all these things. It's just the fighting style kills me. It's super bad. People talk shit about Khabib and the other wrestlers, some of the other wrestlers, but bro, this guy is kind of like Bilal Muhammad, and I like Bilal Muhammad. I think he's a great guy. I think he's more dynamic than this guy is, in the sense where striking wise, he's more out doing that than Jailton. And I don't know, man. Like I said, Khabib, when he wrestled people, he was beating the shit out of you while he was doing it. This guy's just hugging you. I think I got a really bad taste since Derek Lewis. And, I just can't get that out of my head. And then he did the same shit with Chris Curtis, and that shit backfired so badly. And for some reason, he didn't let go. Dude, you're getting your head punched in. Why would you not let go? Go for something different. Don't stick on the single. Single leg, that's all he kept doing. And he just kept trying to hold on to the leg, and dude just got hammer fist. And that was it. That's all she wrote for him. So, yeah, I still think the Jailton wins this. Only because he's going to do the same shit again. Probably going to hug this dude and just choke him out or something like that. That's probably the best he's going to get, we're going to see. Shit, if he strikes, it's going to surprise the hell out of me, I'll tell you that much. But I don't see that happening. Anyways, let's get past him. Jailton by submission. Or by hugging him for 3 rounds. That's my prediction. All right, my main man Kevin Holland, Trailblazer, versus Michel. Michel got choked out by the other Michel Pereira, and that sucked for him. But I mean, this is a fight at 185, which I mean, Kevin Holland can fluctuate up and down. I think it's also because they just kind of threw him in there, so the weight cut probably didn't make sense for him. And I haven't been following. I mean, I follow him on Instagram everywhere else, but I haven't really been paying attention too much to Kevin Holland's and why he's at 185 right now. But I'm assuming because of the timeline didn't work out, so he was like, I could probably make 185 easy and not kill myself for 170. So, this fight, I mean, I want to say it's just going to be a striking match again. And when it comes to striking matches, Kevin Holland's one of the best, and he's a top-notch dude. He's the real deal. So, Kevin Holland, man, I don't like to bet against the guy sometimes. I mean, yeah, MVP. I didn't think he was gonna beat MVP personally. Nothing against you, Kevin. I think you're a great fighter. I just didn't think you were gonna beat MVP. MVP is just one of those weird ass fighters that, like, it's just too hard to figure that out. And he's such a badass fighter too at the same time. He's got all these crazy highlights. So it's really hard to figure somebody like that out. I feel like you have to go in there once with him, and then maybe the second time around, it's like one of those things. You're gonna have to lose one, unfortunately. And the second time around, you might be able to figure it out. But this is not basketball. You don't get a second time. You don't get a second chance. Rarely, if you do. But yeah, Kevin Holland, this one. I think Kevin Holland takes it, gets it done. I think he's also on a 2-fight winning streak. But aside from that, he's definitely, I feel like he gets this one done. He needs this one. All right, the co-main event of the evening. Sean Strickland and Paulo Costa. All right. Costa, we know he's been on his like shitty losing streak. Except the fight that he fought, what's his face? Luke Rockhold. But aside from that, he's been, he's lost to Izzy, he's lost to Marvin, and then he's lost to Brad Whitaker. Never fought Hamzat, which he should have. But it is what it is. I wish he did. Would have been a great fight. But hey, listen, he gets the next level of crazy now. Gets Sean Strickland, who also has lost his last fight against DDP. And he's beat the ex-champion as well, too, at the same time. So, which has been very, very impressive. So this fight is very interesting. This fight is going to have to be a striking match, most likely. The problem with this is that, Paulo Costa actually has good jiu-jitsu. I have no fucking clue why this guy never uses it, which blows my mind. Like, dude, just use the goddamn jiu-jitsu. Use that. I'm sure you're going to get far with it. You might not take so many fucking L's all the time. Why not? Just use it. I hope he uses it in this fight. Good jiu-jitsu doesn't make you a boring fighter. And Sean Strickland, he's just going to go with his Philly shell and just keep striking. That's what he does. That's his thing. He's got a reach advantage on Paulo. So that's going to be interesting to see how, Paulo overcomes that. Paulo's a tank too as well at the same time. But I know Sean Strickland hits hard. And he hits like a motherfucker. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Actually, Strickland actually has some good wrestling too. I don't know why the fuck he doesn't use it either. What's wrong with these guys? Like, why do you guys not use the path of least resistance? And I don't want to hear the idea of people saying, oh, well, you know what? Because fucking, the fans are bored. Like, bro, you could watch a good grappling / striking / BJJ match. And, just because it's only striking, if you only want to see striking, then go fucking watch boxing or go watch kickboxing. You're watching an MMA fight, dude. Come on. Like, they can do all sorts of shit. Like, that the idea of this sport is to have, like, being able to use all your tools. Don't know why these guys don't use it, but whatever. Same thing with Justin Gaethje. If I had to go with somebody, I feel like Paulo Costa needs this one, man. Paulo Costa needs this one. He needs to win. Like, I mean, the way I see it is that if Khamzat beats Whittaker, then the path for title goes to, it goes DDP, Izzy, Khamzat gets the winner, and then between one of these guys, it would have to be, you know, the fight. That's the only way I can see it. And it would be great if you see Paulo against Khamzat at some point finally. I mean, we've been waiting for that shit. I don't know. I feel like Paulo needs this one. I just feel like he needs to mix it up more, because when it comes to striking, Sean Strickland is solid, man. He uses all the tools. He's really good at them. And I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting to see how this one plays out. But if I had to go with somebody, I don't actually agree with the odds. I think Paulo's gonna win. I think Paulo gets it done. So yeah, my money's on Paulo. And then the main event, which I have a video already, I will link it in the section down below. So go check that video out. There's been a lot of lead up to this fight. I mean, like people talking about, you know, all the bad juju shit, like Paulo Costa being on the card because all the champions that have been on the card with him have lost their titles. Aside from all of that shit, you know, Islam is just a very, very well-rounded fighter, so it's really hard to bet against him. But if you have to, like, you know, look at Dustin and say if he's gonna win some way, it's got to be striking. There's no other way that I could see it happening. The Gilly, I mean, it's cool. It's cool to see a meme about it. It's cool that, you know, he goes for it. But obviously Islam expects it. You know, he's gonna prepare for that. And the fact that he's going to have Khabib on his side this time, you know, they're really preparing for Dustin. They really are taking him very, very, very serious. So, I mean, they're going to be looking out for everything. And Islam's not really one of those type of guys that fights impatiently. So he's going to be a patient fighter. He's going to stay patient. That's really his game plan. Dustin likes firefights. He likes getting in the pocket and just swinging. Islam's not going to let him do that. Islam's not going to do that with him. So if there's a way that, you know, Poirier wins, it's got to be by TKO KO. I don't know if it's any other way. At submission, I doubt. Decision, I severely doubt, because Islam's going to be just hugging him. You know, take him down. He's just going to beat him on the ground. And that's going to be that. But, yeah. Just check out the video. Check out my video. I mean, honestly, you'll see my prediction over there. I mean, if you haven't figured it out, then I don't tell you, but shit, the odds are pretty obvious. Anyways, that's my thoughts on these fights, guys. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys have for this card? What's the stack meter on this card? Is this card stacked? Is it great? If you don't like it, you hate it, whatever. How do you feel about it? If I had to give it a stacked meter, I don't know, maybe like a 7, a solid 7, maybe 7.5 even. It's a pretty decent card. Has some good names on there. Could have had some better names on the main card, but it is what it is. You work with what you got. I think 303 is probably going to be super stacked. Conor, obviously, but yeah. Anyways, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video. Also, if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can see all the new videos I